Hi, I'm Jan Ozer, coming to you from the NAB show floor. I'm sitting here with Lionel from Videon, and we're going to talk about the Live Edge product. Thanks for joining me, Lionel.
Thanks for having me, Jan.
So what is Live Edge, and who buys it, and who uses it?
So our Live Edge product, it's a suite of different devices, small form factor devices, and our customers are live event producers. We do a lot in the sport vertical, especially for tier 2 content providers. And it's an origination device. It's an edge device that basically does all the encoding, H.264, HEVC, but we also enrich the first mile of the video workflow with added metadata or more graphic overlays and ad insertion, things like that.
So what differentiates your products from others that are available from other vendors?
Yeah, it's not just an encoder. It's an encoder on which we can run Docker containers. So we can integrate with third-party companies that will provide their own capacity on the device at the origination point. That means that, for example, again, if you want to create a score bug for a hockey game completely automatically, you can do that on the box itself through a Docker container that will get some information and create the scoreboard before it is sent to the distribution platform.
Okay, so you have an SDK or an API, or how does someone use that?
Yeah, we have an API, so we have an API on the device. We have also a cloud API where you can manage and supervision fleets of Live Edge devices. Plus, the fact that we have a Docker container means basically any ARM64 Linux Docker application can run on the device itself.
Okay, so on your existing device, or on the device you've had for the last few years, how many inputs, what resolution, how many outputs?
Yep, so we have two Live Edge devices. We have the Live Edge node, which is basically what we use for 1080p 60. It's one input, one 3G SDI or HDMI. We can do up to 4K P30, but if you want to do, for example, ABR transcoding, we usually go for 1080 P60 and the other bit rates of the ladder. And we have now the Live Edge node, two 12G SDI, so 2 times up to 4K P60, or one HDMI if you want to do that. 4 times more processing power, which is what we are launching at NAB this year.
Okay, and that's also got a, what do you call it, a confidence monitor? So it's got the LCD panel where...
Yeah, so this one is not plugged, but we have a mini front panel display. At the show, we show a confidence monitor. It's real. And what is cool is because we have also that cloud platform, if you're next to the camera, you can have physically access to the device. You can see that on the front panel display. If you're remote, you can control that from our cloud supervision platform.
So what does the cloud platform do for your customers?
We don't do any media processing in the cloud. All the media processing is done on the devices. What we do in the cloud is fleet management. We have customers who have Live Edge devices in multiple stadiums, hundreds of stadiums. Obviously, you don't want to manage them individually, so you want to have a way to control them remotely, and that's why we have this cloud platform for.
Okay, and what can you tell us about the pricing of any of these products?
So we have several pricing models. We can sell it, the usual way with CapEx, and then you pay for an annual SLA. Or we can also do a subscription-based model where you can get a commitment for 1 year, 3 years, or even a monthly basis, where you can have access to the device and the cloud services and all the additional services you would run on our Live Edge devices.
Okay, what are you hearing about codecs beyond HEVC and H.264?
VVC? Yeah, we haven't seen any traction for that yet. The vast majority of what we see on the tier 2 content providers is still H.264 in 2024. We see a lot more traction for HEVC, obviously, because devices and browsers, HEVC is becoming more and more ubiquitous, but it's still not what H.264 is today.
Okay, and you mentioned before we went on camera about LCEVC. That's one of the codecs you can support in a Docker container. Have you seen demand for that, or is that just a cool thing you can do?
I haven't seen a lot of demand yet, but it's something that I think is interesting from a conceptual perspective. The fact that you can have new codecs that can be deployed on a hardware platform just through Docker containerization means that you can do some experimentations for some specific types of content or some specific events maybe you would like to do with LCVC. We have a platform that could enable that with in a cost-effective way.
What about AV1? Any requests for that?
We've seen a little bit of AV1, so same thing as LCVC. Today I would say it's more a POC or research, but yeah, we've been working with a partner company to provide AV1 encoding on the device, and it seems to be possible to do 1080p AV1 encoding on our Max device.
Okay. And you covered this, I think, but expand a little bit. Who is using your product?
So content providers who do live events, a lot of sports providers, tier 2 sports providers for, not the major leagues, even if we have some of them as our customers, but for the majority of our volume is for tier 2 hockey. Basically, I think any hockey that is not the NHL streamed in America is going through a Videon device.
Okay, listen, thanks for taking the time today.
Thanks, Jan. Have a good one.